This is the new and improved PLA and ABS. Very important. It actually does a lot more than that. Don't mind any noise that you hear coming from this vicinity. Some musical practice going on in there, but my 3D printer finally came in the mail. Came in pretty late. I was waiting pretty much all day. But this is like Christmas. So let's cut into this and see what we got going on. I've seen plenty of pictures, videos, whatnot of the Robo 3D. I've watched unboxing videos myself, but I haven't actually seen one. Oh, it's gonna be tough to pull out. It's way up high on the counter. All right. This is the new and improved PLA and ABS. Very important. It actually does a lot more than that. But let's see. Got a little flash drive here. USB 2.0. That's kind of old. Micro SD 2 GB card. Good. Getting started video and software. All right, so everything I need there, digital wise. Congratulations letter. Very cool. Warning, electrical hazard. Cool. Oh, all kinds of paperwork. Paperwork. What's this? Black square sticker. Don't know what that's for. Oh, foam. Cool. All right. Everything's pretty well secured. All right. Some blue Robo brand PLA. 300 grams. 300 grams is a lot more than I thought it would be. Very nice. Put that in the filament pile. There we are. We got quite a few boxes going on now. Alright, this looks like a spool holder of some sort. Got a USB cable. Standard A to B. Looks like it's got good wire gauge. Always like to see a nice USB cable. What do you got here? Tools, hex wrenches, screwdrivers. Alright. Those will probably be useful. What else we got? Nice putty knife. Actually labeled as such. I assume that's for removing prints from the print bed. Power cable, standard. Just like you used to plug in a regular old computer and whatnot. Let's see if we can clear some of this stuff out of here. Oh, looks like that. The bed is not actually. Looks like that'll come right out. Oh, there's a wire attaching it. Better not Better not pull on that too much. Let's see. What's that say? Oh, magnetized. That's cool. Before plugging in, switch power supply voltage to appropriate setting. Unit preset to 230. Well, that's not right. I'm gonna fix that right now before I blow anything up. There we go, 110. Because this is America. Alright guys, there she is. So I kind of wanted to show you guys inside a little bit, some of the inner workings. We've got our carriage here, carries your hot end, what's actually melting the plastic. You got your bed, that gives you your Y movement, very cool. Very neat. Oh, ignore all the little styrofoam bubbles. You'll never get rid of all of those. I guess we'll have to melt those things out of there. I see what I think are some LED strips inside. There's not a whole lot of documentation online about specific little things like that on the new model. This is like the second iteration. First one was kind of what the Kickstarter campaign was kind of in its infancy, the first thing that came out. This is the newer version. Kind of excited. Looks a little different. Some of the things that weren't amazing about the first version, they pretty much, I think they improved a lot on that. I guess we'll talk more about that maybe at some point. So there she is. We're gonna have to take it somewhere else to set it up though. Alright, so I've got the Robo software, Matter Control, version 1.1 going on. I got my USB cable ready to be hooked up. I've got my power hooked up, both to the 3D printer and to the wall. That's important, don't forget that. Another thing to note, if you are in the US of A, you're going to want to switch your voltage over, because we use 110 and everybody else on the planet uses 220. So don't forget that. I also hung my my spool holder. I don't know if that should go on the front or the back. It could go either way. But I've got it there for now. So, seems like a good spot to me. So we'll keep that. Alright. So here we go. We're gonna switch it on. Very cool. I noticed we got a cooling fan on the bottom. I also kind of inspected this thing a little bit off camera. Pretty sure the older version didn't have a plate on the bottom. It was just kind of hollow, and your control unit, the Arduino there, was just sitting kind of naked. So that's cool. It also has a cooling fan, I assume, right over the Arduino. So that's very neat. So next step here, we're going to plug our USB cable in. I believe that's what's needed. If you're following this as an instructional video, first of all, I don't recommend that. And second of all, you might want to watch the whole thing and see what I'm actually doing that's right. So I gotta name my printer here. You probably can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna say what I'm doing. We'll just call it Robo. Select the make, Robo 3D, model R1, because I got the newest, latest and greatest. So we're going to save and continue. Alright, so requires a driver. So I believe we unplug our USB at this point. Click install driver. Give Windows permission to install the driver. Tell it to install the driver again. More permission to Windows to install the driver. Alright, that was pretty fast. So, disconnect printer, press continue, connect printer, press connect. Oh, see? There's our first hang up. Let's click on manual configuration. Alright. Oop, there we go. Alright, just took a second to pop up the COM port. So let's connect. Oh, I hear some other fan kicking on. Maybe the cooling fan? Nope. Ah, just some other noise. Connection succeeded. Alright. All kinds of options actually came up. I can see my temperature now on the screen. Looks like I can actually control. Let's try controlling something. We'll move the Y, which should move that print bed. It does. Alright, that's cool. We'll test all our axes. Alright, Z are up and down, and then our X should move that carriage. That should be left and right, seems to work. Automatic print leveling. We're going to want to do that. Let's click on configure and see what's going on. Alright, looks like it's got instructions. Hit next. Alright, it's doing its own thing. I heard a click there that I didn't like. So the printer's homing now. I need a standard sheet of paper. You know what? I think I got a standard piece of paper in my Robo 3D packaging. We'll use my congratulations letter. Alright, so it looks like it's done doing what it was gonna do. Says click next to continue, so we're gonna do that. Alright, nothing is exploding. Alright, so what we need to do, we're going to place our paper underneath our extruder. Using the Z controls on the screen, we will now take a coarse measure of the extruder height at this position. Press Z negative until there is resistance moving the paper. Press Z positive once to release the paper. Alright, so we can bring it down pretty close just by eye here. Let's try moving it. Alright, so we'll bring it down. Alright, do it again. Alright, there's our, actually, oh, there's quite a bit of resistance. So let's press Z plus once to release the paper, and then click next to continue. Alright, now we will refine our measurement of the extruder height at this position. Huh. Well, I guess we're going to do it again. Oh, now we're doing finer motions. I see. I see what's going on. You know what? I'm going to call that resistance. That's good. So we'll press Z plus again. We'll do next. We're now going to finalize it. So now we're pressing Z minus one click past the first hint of resistance. So let's see. So we keep getting finer and finer with our measurements here. No, there's no resistance there. Okay, there's a hint. So we're going to go one click past that, and there's slightly more resistance. Okay. So now we're going to click next to continue. It doesn't say to Z up on this last time. Okay, so now I assume we're going to repeat this process on all these different positions. Alright guys, the camera I'm using only does a certain length of video before it just kind of cuts you off. And I had an issue with my last step, my last location of homing for the auto leveling. So I ran out of time, but I got that worked out. I just had to do a slight Z-axis adjustment. So I guess what we're gonna do is find something to print. This should be fun. I want to see some plastic squeeze out of there. Oh, a millimeter at a time is painfully slow. Oh, there it goes. See it?
Yep.
All right.
You have to wipe that off or something before it starts?
I'm going to. I'm not sure. So, we are up to temperature. We have our filament installed. We have our print ready to go. I'm going to be printing a spool holder because I don't like the stock one. And it seems right to me that the first print for my 3D printer is an upgrade from my 3D printer. I think that's a neat idea. So I'm going to click start and see what happens. Alright, so looks like 162 layers. I'm printing on 0.2 millimeters, which is a medium setting on my printer. Alright, we're homing. Cool. Alright guys, the moment of truth. Estimated print time, 5 hours, 26 minutes, 2 seconds. Alright, this looks like the auto bed leveling, which is a neat feature. I think that's new to the R1 model. We're leaving cool looking little plastic boogers, which I am both excited about and not a fan of. Alright, we're laying down our first layer. Started out a little boogery, but it looks like it's doing the right thing. I'm kind of impressed. Here we have a kind of better view of the print surface and the shape that we're laying out. I'm probably going to try to up the speed on this print since we're kind of testing and we're not really doing maximum resolution here. But it seems like when it's not actually laying down plastic, it's going pretty quick. So I don't see any harm in maybe stepping it up a notch. we're gonna notch it up slowly in speed here, just to see what happens. So I'm gonna increase it by 5%. I don't know if it'll even be noticeable, but better safe than sorry. Alright, there's a 5% speed increase. Let's go up another 5. Let's go to 110% speed. Let's see what happens. Alright, so there's 110% speed. A little bit faster. Looks like it's still doing a good job. Nothing's exploded. I'm happy about that. The setup was pretty quick on this, actually. I like to go through and look at all my settings and options and see what I've read about and whatnot. So I kind of took my time, even though I was really excited. I still am, of course. Alright, you know what? Let's try 120% speed. I think that's maximum that I'm gonna go to on the first day. Alright, here we go. There it is. Looks like it's still doing a good job. There's one little booger that I can see, really. But besides that, I think we're good. Alright, let's just watch for a while. So, I think that my increasing of the speed of my print caused a little bit of warping here on that thin part. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it's pretty severe on the ends of that Y structure on this end. And then over here, I don't know if you can see that either, but that one little clippy tab in the center of that parabola is slightly warped up. The worst part is over here. It's not a super critical part of the actual part, I guess, is the only thing I could say. But I don't know how it's going to affect the rest of our printing. We got the first wall set down, the full edge of the part, and it's doing infill now in the center, which is kind of neat to see. It's doing kind of like a X pattern. I guess I'll continue to bring you updates as I watch my 3D printer do its first print.